Live.
Just making funny faces.
Being alive. Staying alive.
This time is so funny when you're just waiting for it to go live. Waiting for it to beam to space and back.
That moment when like the newscasters get caught saying something stupid, you know? Swearing. I love those bloopers. Actually, maybe we can run something like that sometime.
Just run bloopers?
Like newscaster bloopers. You know? They're like swearing or smoking cigs. Kelly P's in the house. What's up, Kelly? Welcome to Schmoozing.
Oh, it's good. Well, that means we're live. We are live. We are live.
Are you done with finals?
No, I never started. I just had my midterms.
Midterms. They're all finals to me, bro.
Yes.
I don't know.
I did finish my big project, though, my big paper for the whole year, so that's good.
Are you gonna do the presentation on Schmoozing?
Yeah, I should do that. I'll do my carbon offsetting presentation.
Eli's carbon offset episode. I think it'd be great. It would be amazing for viewers to check it out. Kelly P's feeling it.
Yeah, and I just saw an article pop up on one of my one of the email newsletters I get from the Yale climate science department, and big report in there. I haven't got to read it yet, but we can talk about this next week. That maybe planting billions of trees actually isn't going to help us.
Okay.
Yeah. This whole idea, this connects with the carbon offsetting thing, so we'll go into this more. I don't want to go too into this because we got such a packed show today, you know?
We do, but I'm curious. You piqued my interest.
Okay, so after we run the intro, I'll tell you more about it once we bring in our first guest. Today we got 3 guests on Schmoozing. This is special. We're celebrating album month, WTF, World Transformation Force album month. Today we've got Greg Paulus.
Bam.
We've got XL Middleton.
Wham.
And we've got Harry Dennis.
Thank you, ma'am.
3 of our musical collaborators on WTF, World Transformation Force. And we're going to be talking about the album, and also just these are 3 incredible musical gentlemen, musical minds.
Representing 3 of America's coasts. XL Middleton on the west, Greg on the east, and Harry on the north coast.
Lake Michigan.
That's it.
But you know what? First, let's just run that intro.
This is something special for you.
Schmoozing.
So that's it!
Lonely Sea, Bamboozle.
Schmoozing. Cocorico! Talk amongst yourselves!
Schmoozing.
So
Are you ready? The show's about to start!
And then there were 3. Greg Paulus, what up?
Yo.
Love that intro, guys. Playing out a nice kielbasa on that butcher's counter.
It's great to have you back here on the Schmooze. Second appearance. Where are you at right now?
I am in Brooklyn, in Williamsburg, in my room.
Nice.
Exciting.
Got a couple little synths there behind you.
Yeah, one's broken, so.
Oh no.
Nice. And the other one's.
Where do you go to get them fixed these days? I feel like, I guess it's been a few years, but I remember Analog was the jam, and then they moved, right? Did they go up? Where'd they go? They went to San Francisco. Who's fixing synths these days?
I've never.
Bevan's the dude.
Yeah, Bevan is the dude, actually.
Yeah.
He's the resident genius around here.
He's the one who redid my Soundcraft Ghost.
Ooh.
Right, yeah.
He's a real craftsman.
He is.
Good to know, New Yorkers.
And he's also, he's got his his workshop. I forget this guy's name, but it's Midtown and like this, the area where we were talking about last week with Phil, where all those big studios were, or maybe some still are, but like, this older guy in his 60s or older in the basement of one of these buildings, just this room full of things that are either in a state of repair, in a state of disrepair, or just like incredible. This is Bevan's mentor, so like he's learned a lot from him. He let him use his space. It's really cool.
Last week on the show, we had Lee Curtis and Phil Moffa, who are involved in the production and mixing of the album. And Phil was talking about how Armin's, who's been right on the same street as his studio was been a staple for New York. That he moved a few blocks, and in doing so, Greg, you're gonna love this. He was like throwing out a bunch of stuff that he didn't want to bring to the next shop. So Phil Moffa was like dumpster diving, like all types of floppy disk drives and crazy old school stuff that probably didn't have retain its value.
He's like the synth anarchist.
Yeah,
dumpster diving at Whole Foods. He's in the synth shop dumpster.
Shoot. Yeah.
So Greg, so we got Greg Paulus here. Greg is like one of our longest term collaborators. I mean, we remixed. Greg's group was No Regular Play, who was on Wolf and Lamb like right before us. I guess you kind of like got in the Wolf and Lamb circle in the like 2007 range.
Good question.
Mid 2000s, mid noughties, in the mid noughties, and then I remember like soon after we started talking to Gotti and Zev from Wolf and Lamb, they released your no regular play 12-inch, with Smiling Faces on it, and we remixed Smiling Faces. That was the first project we did on Wolf and Lamb Records.
Right.
So I remember just being totally blown away by your music too, because like as a jazz, growing up with jazz, but firmly in electronic music at that moment, to hear jazz back or hear jazz in electronic music in a way I feel like I never had before. That early No Regular Play stuff, I feel like really kicked the door open on a sound that now is like very common, but at that time was like completely not explored at all.
Yeah, I remember when we were starting to learn how to produce and stuff, we were just trying to make Ricardo tracks and failing miserably at it, but it was like that was the sound. And then I think one day it was just like, well, why don't we try the shit that we know, melodies, jazz harmonies and stuff like that. And that's when it really, kind of turned around, I guess, sonically, because we were never like great minimal techno producers or anything. It's in the sound, but it's not my wheelhouse, I guess you could say.
I mean, the vibe at the Marcy Hotel definitely came from minimal. That was like the big influence. But I think once you kind of came into the scene, into the fold, and Seth and Sean and Ryan and Lee, I mean, who were definitely feeling the minimal vibe, but then introducing a lot of other content and like some 90s Detroit stuff, and also just some 90s house records and stuff. And then by the time, I guess Slow Hands kind of came into the fold maybe right before us too, right?
Yeah, around the same time.
And then once we came in, and then like I feel like there was a big shift, and minimal maybe became something that was included in the repertoire, but certainly not the dominant sound anymore.
Yeah, it was like not being afraid to throw vocals in or chords, which at that time was really not cool.
Isn't that funny to think about? Like,
it was like, you don't put vocals in the song? Gross. Like, what do you mean? Of course you put vocals in the song. Sick.
I mean, I feel like I'm grateful that we came into that pocket of scene at that time too, because that was an opportunity to turn a lot of people on to a lot of music that, to like the three of us and certainly our guests on the show today, are just like, yeah, duh, those are the jams. And some people are like, what? Never heard Michael, who's Michael McDonald? Do you know? Something like that. Like I don't know. Just anyway, funny times, a lot of memories.
Sorry, I was trying to find. I should have prepared beforehand. I
What are you
have
looking for?
I have little videos of Greg at the Mars. Like I found a while ago, a few weeks ago, these videos of my old videos I'd taken at the Marcy. You know,
Oh,
so
yeah?
like Greg playing trumpet.
Oh wow!
But now I totally lost it. I don't know where it went.
I know there's a great you've had a great post on your Instagram, Greg, like old Marcy stuff.
Really?
Well, you posted this picture, or maybe it was Lisa that put it on her page
Oh, yeah. Like old,
of like you and me and her like in the old Marcy dance floor room.
right. Yeah. I think Lisa put that up.
Maybe she took it down. Maybe it was something else.
Much.
Or maybe this is her she's got an Instagram page for her art as well as anyway.
Yeah, she got 2.
Well, look, I'll tell you what. While you look for that, let's take a listen to this song that Greg did on our new album. And that song is called Manners, Mood, and Attitude. And I can't wait to share it with you guys. And it's a really great track. It's got a lot of great feedback, but it kind of comes a little bit heavy-hearted because while Greg played lead trumpet on this record, the horn section was recorded by what we refer to as the Midnight Magic Horns, and of that, we lost one of the players, which is Jason Disu, the trombone player.
It was actually it was just Greg and Jason on this one.
Oh,
Just
really?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, rest in peace, Jason Disu, man. We had a whole. He was on the Soul Club Records tour with us back a couple years ago, and we did the whole tour bus thing with Midnight Magic and Underground System. So he played in a number of bands on the label, or actually both the bands on the label. But man,
yeah,
it was super sudden, and like we've lost so many people during this year, both from COVID and just related. Like I just feel like the stress level has gone up, and like so many musicians and just all walks of life. But it's been really hard. And that losing Jason was super sudden, and yeah, man.
Yeah, still processing that one. It's tough. Anyway, well, here we go. Let's dedicate this to him.
Jason Disu.
The Manners, Mood, and Attitude. lot of music to share on the show today. But yo, getting a lot of love on that track, Greg. Thank you so much. Oops.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Well, I'm
I didn't
curious.
find the video of Greg. I haven't been able to find that, but I got some
What'd you
video.
find?
So we're gonna have to look through together at some point. Just like that 2000, I bought that. I got that Canon camera like right before the DJ Kicks tour,
Oh yeah.
and I just have videos of just everything. It's crazy. I haven't even looked at these. I don't know what. It's wild.
Sure, we look younger.
Look
Yeah,
younger.
we all looked a little younger. That's for sure. I still like. I mean, I've always kind of had a baby face. I was really baby faced there. I looked like a prepubescent, like little shithead.
Yeah,
I guess I still am in a way.
If I ever shave, I look like I'm 12. You know, like a weathered old 12-year-old.
I don't think I've shaved my beard in like we're getting close to 10 years right now. Getting close to 10.
I remember when you shaved your beard. I remember you before you had a beard, but then you had a beard for so long that when you shave your beard, I feel like I didn't recognize you. I was like, who is this guy?
Well, for a while I was doing it like I was getting the straight edge every year on my birthday. Shout out to Yusef, to our longtime barber in Boston.
Oh, man,
He always
I
gave me
miss
that
his
straight edge.
cuts, dude.
But then Andrea was like, nah, I don't want to see you without a beard ever again.
Yeah.
And so here we are.
That's messed up, man.
And you know what? I'm
Okay.
following in my father's footsteps because my father has not shaved his beard since he was like 20 years old.
That's crazy.
Even younger than when I grew my beard. My mother has never seen him without a beard. I have never seen him without a beard.
This is why we are cosmic brothers, because I have never seen my father without a beard, and I don't think my mother's ever seen my father without a beard. But unfortunately, I don't think my mother ever wants to see my father again. So beard or no beard, it's a moot point.
Womp womp.
Yeah. Anywho, but you know, beards. It's great. We all, we grow them, and look, if you can grow into your 40s, 50s, and onwards, and stay clean shaven, respect. But not everyone can pull that off. The rest of us, you look like big baby, big old baby.
So a lot of people want to look like big babies, you know? They're young.
Big fat baby.
Big fat baby.
Well, what goes? I'm curious I wonder, Greg, because you've been playing trumpet for so long, and this is so second nature to you. Like, what do you when we send you a piece of music, we're like, oh, Greg, come play on it. Like, what goes into your performance, and how do you like approach these projects?
Yeah, I just try and set like a nice. Well, first of all, I'll pick and choose the time carefully when I'll do it. Like, I won't just throw it on and jump into it. Usually I like go for a walk, get a little life experience, have a couple of drinks, smoke cig, get everything just kind of just right. And then if I'm in a shitty mood or whatever, I just won't do it. I'll just wait until, the timing is right amount of, booze in the old system to take the edge off. And yeah, usually just do like first take is a lot of times the best, because you're coming at it with like fresh ears and also fresh fingers. You're not just kind of caning an idea over and over. But yeah, it depends. Some people have like a lot of instruction, but the most fun things are just when someone says, "Here's the music," kind of go at it and see what you come up with, and yeah, try and stack some parts. But usually what I'll do like 3 long takes all the way through the song and try and like harmonize in a couple of different points and just see what sticks, and then do a little editing later, or just give it to the person and they usually have a better idea of what they want than I do. So
But I mean, when we recorded this one at Morgan Wiley's studio. So
right.
This was actually we went in and we honed it in because you and Jason kind of figured out the parts together, and then
you guys had an awesome horn line.
Yeah, we had like a MIDI synth,
yeah,
fake like fake horn line that kind of got emulated or got replayed. I think we actually kept it in the mix somewhere because it was kind of
Yeah, it's in there. It's in the mix.
funky,
It's cool, yeah.
but certainly the top line.
But then Greg hung out. I feel like you need a trombone to get a real horn section. You always need a trombone, right?
Sounds so great. Just
The horn section on this track is like a trombone, a MIDI trumpet, and Greg.
Yeah.
So it's like, but the trombone is like gives it the body,
Yeah.
And so Jason laid down the trombone, but then he had to go to another session or something. So then we hung out and you laid down the solos on top of it, which really are what make this song so special for me.
Well, I'm glad.
Of those, yeah.
I also noticed you're putting out a lot of music at this moment in time, Greg. So that's really dope. We know, like Jimster from Free Range has really fallen in love with your sound, and you put out an original EP, which was really awesome recently, and now you're featured on Jimster's EP, and that's getting a lot of love. So
Yeah.
props to you.
That did really well. I think vinyl sold out like in a couple hours or something like that.
Hope
So
you got some copies.
I don't know
in
how
New
he's
York, dude.
doing that, but props, Jimster. Can't give these things away half the time. Here's my life's work. It's only $10. Be like, I don't think so.
Too much.
No room.
Well, I have a clip from your live performance. We both participated in a fundraiser for Francesco Lombardo, who did this project called Life of Relief, which is a reforestation campaign, which at the top of the show we found may not be enough, but it's something, right?
Yeah,
we'll
no,
see.
of course. No. I mean, all energy to climate action and trying to make an impact on this stuff is important. I just feel like it's important for us to know to understand the impacts that different things make. So if we're going to put in energy, right, we can make it the most efficient use, because there's so much fucking work to do if we're going to slow this climate change thing down. But I do feel like climate change, it's not going to hurt, right? Like, it's a positive thing to be doing, and it's also, it inspires people, and that's one of maybe is one of the most important pieces of any kind of activism or action, is like inspiring people. And
Absolutely.
so you can't minimize that.
Well, talking about inspiring people with activism and music, here's Greg performing. What's it? What? This is the free race. This is the shake out the old spit valve.
recorded in that very room that you're in now, huh?
It was, yeah. Yeah, because I couldn't get into the studio. Everything was on lockdown here at that time. So
Definitely a moment of mastering the octopus arms. You got some Ableton triggering going on there. You got some DJ. You're playing some records on that set. You're playing the trumpet. Were you singing as well on that set?
yeah.
Amazing, dude.
Oh.
It's really dope. I think we're gonna. I think we'd love to broadcast that on our Soul Clap Music Twitch platform at some time to get some extra eyes on it because it was really incredible set.
You got to have enough stuff so you're not just standing there. And then because you're playing Ableton, you got to put a turntable in. So people are like, "Oh, okay, you can mix. All right, fine." I'm mixing the record.
It's so cool to see it perform live. That's a great track. If people want to check that out, the name of that song is Soul Spectral. It's on Free Range. And that is one of our many
The Bandcamp Song of the Week.
Bandcamp Song of the Weeks. You can
we got 3
from Free Range on Free Range Music. Check it out. Anyway, moving along, because we got a lot to cover on this show. Greg is sticking around as our honorary third schmuck on the show this week.
And welcome all the way from sunny Southern California. Bam. XL, Middleton. What's up?
Yes, what's going on?
Welcome to the show, man.
Hey,
where are you broadcasting? You're in Pasadena?
Yep, Pasadena, California.
Represent.
Yep.
I went to school in Claremont at the Claremont colleges.
Okay, yeah, not far.
Further east. So I was living in like Ontario and Rancho Cucamonga and
yeah. Now you're getting a ways out there. But it is
there.
Yeah, but it is all down the same freeway.
Yep.
Freeway, yeah. And
some fond moments. There's some freaks out there. Everything's cool.
Funk freaks.
Until
freaks is what we call
Pasadena. Then when you're going east of Pasadena until about like Colorado, there's all freaks.
East Colorado. Oh boy. This is some hyper local stuff, man. I was not expecting to be discussing with you guys.
Wait a second. While we're on this, I have to drop. You keep talking. I gotta drop this in here though. I gotta drop this jam in here.
Yeah, I used to go
Freaks and XL. We got
check it out.
One of my favorite XL songs.
Woo! Let's go.
Did I click the? I didn't click the audio share. Go back.
Anyway, yeah, Freaks, Inland Empire, the 210, Foothill Boulevard, represent.
Oh man.
She is such a habit, she knows I got to have it. You can never have too many freaks. She falls off the map, and I know that it's a fact that you can never have too many freaks.
Woo!
Yeah,
Damn.
straight off the 210.
What is it? Why is LA? I mean, you guys are such important players in the modern funk revival out in LA. Why is LA a leading city for this revival sound and this modern sound?
You know, it's interesting because like, so when you really look into like the history of it, so much of what we claim as like our sound is really like, it really comes from places like Ohio and
Right.
back east and stuff. But I think because it's been like part of the tradition out here for decades now, like going back to like, you know, the 80s with like poppers like getting down on Venice Beach and you know, all the like, you know, the gangsters, they like to listen to Cameo and Zap and Midnight Star and stuff like that. And it's been like that for decades, you know, so it was only natural then in the 90s when like, you know, G-Funk came to be, that they were pulling from a lot of that as like source material, you know. So I just think there's like a long tradition that's been here for a long time.
I remember like when I would go out when I was still in school, which was like, you know, 1999 to 2003, you go to the swap meet and just hear all that for sure.
Yeah,
big time, especially Zap. But
yeah, I'd say they're like number one out here.
For sure. Yeah. Well, we were thrilled to get you on this album, and you play on a number of cuts, sort of in a session capacity, like the one with Rich Medina. You play on the cut with Trezay Clinton, George Clinton's grandson, called Tough Ass Funk, which actually Greg Paulus is on. That started as a beat that Greg and I made in Brooklyn in my old apartment.
Oh, okay. Little did I know.
Sure. Which was like sort of, we kind of had this drum, and I think Greg was sort of just like hitting the Jupiter 8, making some squawking, squeaky noises. Anyway, that's a great cut. We should listen to that. But I have queued up the track that you're featured on, which is called Breathe. Let's listen a little bit of how you kind of evolved that.
Yeah, this one really kind of, to me, listening back, is a perfect meeting of our styles and sounds and vibes, you know?
Definitely, man. That was a fun session.
The airy funkiness of XL, but you know, brought into the electronic zone, the E-funk zone. It's really, yeah, I'm really happy with this one.
Yeah, dope. We had a cool setup going on that day. We had one of the Behringer fake Moog setup, and I remember you coming into the studio, XL, and we're like, "Yep, that'll do," and kind of really turning that piece of gear out.
Yeah, that was a really fun session, man.
Oh, I'm
It
so
was
glad.
it was cool. Actually, I think about that session a lot, like when I'm working on stuff, because I like that, you guys had like a bunch of cuts and you just kind of pulled them up and we just kind of started vibing and just, playing around, and from that, you guys were able to like pick and choose the pieces that worked,
For sure. I'm
I
looking.
mean, I feel like Greg brought this up before. It's like kind of that's kind of how we make music, I guess. It's like throwing down a lot of ideas and then trying to get them to fit together.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I like it, man. It's a cool process, man.
yeah,
It's very free,
jam. We like to jam.
Yeah.
I'm looking for. I had like a video. Oh, there it is. Oh, is this? Here's another one from. I have a video from that session, and this is like really poorly recorded, so I apologize ahead of time. One sec, let me load this.
You have what from your phone?
No, yeah. Here, hold on a sec. Keep chatting.
Nice. But XL, I remember you coming in also to that session, and you're like, so what? What synths do you have? You're like, yeah, I just got my MIDI. Just plug it into my computer. I love this. I love it. There's such a range of artists who get down from the most analog to the most in the box, but
Yeah.
you can have the same dope, authentic funk sound just from using software synths is inspiring, I think, to us, and should be inspiring to any producer. That like you can sound like legends, in your genre just with your computer, which is really incredible. So big props on that, XL.
Check this out. Here's XL laying down. I believe this is the track with Rich Medina, which is called "Time for a Dialogue," and this is before. I think this was before Rich was even on it when we were calling.
Yeah, no, we sent him a couple demos, and he chose this. This is the beat that he was feeling. So
we were calling this "Jam with XL" at the time. Oh wait, that's Tough Ass Funk.
That is Tough Ass Funk.
There it is.
Yep.
15 seconds of studios. Let's do it again. We'll do it again. Anyway, this is Lee Curtis's home-built, cold-ass space heater, tiny studio, which we loved, man. It was the perfect place. Nice voicings, man. For sure.
Cool, man.
Yeah, I didn't record it for longer.
Yeah.
We gotta send a shout out to. Is it? I always wondered how you say. Is it Monica or how you?
Monica. Yeah, big shout out. We're fans, Monica.
Yes,
respect.
She's in the chat. Hey.
Yeah.
Out.
So I know you guys. You work with her a lot. And like maybe the vocalist you work with the most, other than yourself.
Yeah.
Also like this great side of you, like that I didn't even realize actually until you came out and played in Brooklyn that you are singing on a lot of these tracks. I didn't even know.
That's funny, man. Well, it was a new thing for me, but it wasn't like the biggest jump because, of course, I come from a hip hop background, so I have a lot of rap albums and stuff, and a lot of them have like, sing-songy melodic hooks and stuff. So, it was just kind of a thing of why don't I just try singing from start to finish and see how it comes out, So yeah.
And
cool.
also, I mean, it's like the rap stuff and the singing. It's like it's in the lineage of DJ Quick, right? Is that like the best way? That's the best way I could describe it.
Yeah, I would definitely say so.
Yeah, you have some. Did I hear something about some exclusive news?
No, we've got a couple exclusives, right? Because you've created a new album during this period of time, and that's not out yet, or it is out.
New album, the XL Middleton and Delmar Xavier the 7th is something that we just dropped last week.
Okay, it's out.
Yeah, it's out. It's
All right,
out.
hold
It's
on.
out
Let me
on
find.
and
Let
the
me.
other
Is that on your Bandcamp?
not out. Yeah, it's on Bandcamp and
Okay,
it's
1 second.
here and stuff.
That's what happens. We produce our own show around here.
I found it. If you want me to rock it in there.
Oh yeah, can you rock the cut called "Lament for the Angels"? That's a super dope one. I love the content on that. Wait 1 sec though, because that's going another official.
The Bandcamp Song of the Week.
That's right. Check it out on Bandcamp and support.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, yeah. All I got is thoughts and tequila and lime juice. No wait, I got my glass and a tray full of ice cubes. It was feeling like a lethal injection when I wake up, so I quit that low mid. Now I only sip A+. Lucky that COVID ain't make us bankrupt, because I know some folks did lose their whole anchor. So you can't blame nobody if they choose to show anger. Cop cars a flame in front of Melrose shops. Slanging $1,000 sneakers, had to pause those drops. Then see a black square posted next to product shots. That's why motherfuckers had to smash up the Prada shop. Okay, hold up. I know I'm sounding agitated over cause made for meditating. Change is incremental, but they got us forever waiting for that moment where it feels like it's getting better. Till then, we protect the corners like we shipping records. From the transplants, colonizing everything. Sometimes I wish that us locals were not so welcoming. They set up shop around Sunset and Fountain and never go south of the 10, not even now and then. The pig's presence increases when it's not needed. Legacy of the Chief Parker era, please believe it. Police stations memorialize the names of races in my city, but it's fitting, ain't it? Chinese massacre, they killed many men. No one in prison and tore their whole neighborhood down. Union Station replaced it. Eminent domain built Dodger Stadium. Crushed Bunker Hill and brought the skyscrapers in. The developers run his town like a scene from a noir movie. Brown paper bags passing money around under street lights at nights where corruption's found. While the LAPD is itching to gun you down. Whatever excuse to justify the cops' violence. You know, zoo suits or the Watts riots. My pops was growing up there when the riots happened. Mom started on Virgil, the move down to Athens. That came to Pasadena in the 70s. Then the 210 was just a planned improvement. Old Town was really an old town, mini Skid Row style. People scared when the sun goes down. My roots deeper in the city than you'd ever know. Why the fuck you think I'm so invested for? Why the fuck you think we feel protective though? You move in, fuck shit up, then you quick to go. Man, city of courts, I see it all when I sit on my porch thinking. And no, we ain't forgetting, of course. Defund the motherfuckers, let's get rid of the force. Fuck.
Yo. My God. That rap is ridiculous, dude.
Yo,
Just
thank you so much,
congratulations. That's like, I don't know, man. Yeah. I listened to it a few times through yesterday. I was like, what? Oh, what? I mean, there's a history lesson in there and so much consciousness and like, I don't know, your flow, the way it just all fits together with the beats. Incredible track, man. No doubt. Really dope album.
The whole album is just kind of like talking about life in the pandemic, you know. It's sort of a chronicle of last year, you know. So yeah, that was the first song I wrote, first song on the album. You know, every song on the album is kind of like the album is sequenced in the order that I recorded everything. So it's really like a chronologically accurate look at 2020, basically, you know.
I mean, you could feel.
That's pretty cool. I'm gonna really pay attention now that I'm gonna cop it on Bandcamp, and I'm gonna listen through in that order to get the story. I love that.
Right on.
You also got such an incredibly iconic photograph for the cover image on there. Really, really dope. Really dope stuff. And is this like all played, or is there some sample stuff going on as well? It's kind of hard to
Actually, this album is like a big like departure for me because I don't sample too much, you know, just because I don't consider myself to be great at it. But when I do sample, I produce under the alias Delmar Xavier the Seventh. So that's what this whole project is.
Okay, wicked.
Yeah, everything on here is samples except there's one song that I ended up playing synths on. But pretty much the whole rest of the album is all samples, and it all just so happens to be 70s and 80s like Japanese city pop samples.
Oh wow.
I was challenging myself, and I wanted to even narrow down the challenge even that much further, like like music that came from the other side of the world and make it feel like LA, you know?
Yo, it really does too, and it's like there's some serious digging going on there. So that's really dope, man. Man, I was kind of really taken aback by the subject matter of that shit and just calling out LA and the developers for what they are and what happened in that city, you know, and so many cities, you know.
I really think. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'm sure that the story of what's happening in LA is happening everywhere. It's not necessarily unique, you know. I'm just telling it from my perspective because it's what I see. It's where I'm at, you know.
And you know, you paint that picture of the movie Chinatown, you know, like a film noir. When you drop that, that's immediately when you said that, like a film noir movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's Chinatown. That's like LA, still LA. Yeah.
Well, talking about connecting the dots between new school and old school funk, what's going on in LA, and having everybody, talent from the East Coast or from Ohio or from Detroit end up in Los Angeles and having that be a hub for funk. We do have an exclusive that we're going to drop on the show, and we're so grateful that you're down to share that with us because you have been working on music with Howard Johnson.
Yes, indeed.
And some of our listeners, or I know we know him from So Fine. That's like one of the one of the top classics.
Definitely.
Something's been sampled. It's been sampled quite a bit too.
Ooh.
Yeah, come on, E, give us the rendition.
Hell no.
Anyway, that's the jam. But he's known for much more, and this is a song that you guys did together that's been in the works for some time, yeah?
Yeah, untold years.
The Untold Years. Oh yeah, hit it. Tweed suit though. Tune. Classic. Absolute classic. No doubt. So how did you guys come to link up? How did that before I play the track, or maybe should I play the track first and then we can talk about it?
I had to rewind one more time because we also have a history with Howard Johnson. New Directions in Funk, Volume 1, Brian Ellis and Howard Johnson. So we actually put out a Howard Johnson track on our funk label.
Thank you for reminding me.
As well, yeah. So that's also a dope one, but we don't have to play that one. We got so much music to cover. But I'm just gonna bring up the artwork now so y'all can see that one too.
Can you flip it over? Bam. Ooh, and that's on that. That was on that marble 7-inch too.
Yeah, you know all the New Directions in Funk have been marble. That was the first one. It was just the white and black, keeping it simple. It looked classy, very classy. And then we actually have an XL track as well. I think number 5.
That's right.
With Zachy Force Funk.
Are these all sold out, or can people go on Bandcamp and buy
these? These are all sold out.
So you got to go to your like neighborhood pusher and try to see if he's got a copy.
But sorry, yeah. But the important thing is, I can't wait to hear this exclusive. Tell us a little bit about, because I imagine there's a similar connection with you and Howard Johnson, also Brian Ellis and Howard Johnson, and he must be like he's in the modern funk circle somehow.
Yeah, he's one of the artists that I think is like very aware that there's like this new movement that's, you know, really all about music such as his music, you know? And I'm sure like a lot of the artists from that day really have no idea. But I think it was the Funk Freaks that like they sort of like found out where he was at, and you know, they brought him on to do some shows. Howard started like showing up at like record fairs and just kind of like kicking it with the people, you know, on some real cool, like down to earth kind of shit, you know? And so, yeah, it was just from there that we were able to link up. I think we played some shows together and everything. So, you know, I feel like a collaboration was a long time coming, even without the fact that it took forever for us to finalize the mix and get it out, you know?
Can't wait. Let's hear this.
Let's take a listen. This is a Schmoozing exclusive. We got XL Middleton and Howard Johnson. Can't get away from your love. The Boogie Mix.
I just can't get away with the love. I wouldn't want to anyway. I just can't get away with the love. I wouldn't want to anyway. I just can't get away with the love. I wouldn't want to anyway. I just can't get away with the love. I wouldn't want to anyway.
Lady, I had to tell ya exactly what you really mean to me. I was not familiar with this feeling that I'm getting from your company. When I'm holding you near me, you know you shock me with electric vibe. I tried to explain it, ooh, but it's difficult to describe. Lady, I need you to stay. There really ain't another who can take me all the way. I've got to show you that I'll do whatever you need to keep you next to me.
I just can't get away with the love. I wouldn't want to anyway. I just can't get away with the love. I wouldn't want to anyway. I just can't get away with the love. I wouldn't want to anyway. I just can't get away with the love. I wouldn't want to anyway.
There ain't no comparing to the passion that you made me find. It was not apparent, but you helped me to discover something deep inside. It's just so amazing that we found it after all this time. I tried to explain it, ooh, but it's difficult to treasure, and I'm never gonna let it go. I've got to show you that I'll do whatever you need to keep you next to me.
I just can't get away with your love. I wouldn't want to anyway. I just can't get away with your love. I wouldn't want to anyway. I just can't get away with your love. I wouldn't want to anyway. I just can't get away with your love. I wouldn't want to anyway.
You got that thing that I've got to bring back. I always wanna have you around. Ain't no one like you. That's why I like to show the world this love that I what you really mean to me when I'm holding you near me. Can't get away from your love like an angel from above.
I just can't get away with your love. I wouldn't want to anyway. I just can't get away with your love. I wouldn't want to anyway. I just can't get away with your love. I wouldn't want to anyway. I just can't get away with your love. I wouldn't want to anyway. I just can't get away with your love. I wouldn't want to anyway. I just can't get away with your love. I wouldn't want to anyway. I just can't get away with your love. I wouldn't want to anyway. I just can't get away with your love. I wouldn't want to anyway.
Woo! Yo, sick tune. Yeah, so put it back, Eli. This is hilarious. This is a great comment. Amar is sick. Said, "What are y'all listening to? Is that Justin Bieber? Sounds like Justin Bieber when he's high on weed." That's hilarious. Is not Justin Bieber. Amar is sick. It is XL Middleton, Los Angeles, Pasadena, modern funk, heavyweight, contributor, producer, keyboard, monster, singer, rapper, record store owner.
He's mashing it up.
And Howard Johnson, a 80s funk legend. And to him, it sounds like Bieber, which is wild. I think maybe the XL Middleton Bieber collab could be in the ether, you know?
Maybe it's saying something about the direction that Bieber's gone with his music. Right?
I mean, I haven't listened to the new album, nor have I really ever listened to any Bieber. However, I do know there's this controversy because he called his album Justice, and he stole the logo of the French electronic band Justice.
Get out of here!
Cover of his album.
Wow!
Straight up.
Wow!
They sent him a cease and desist and everything. He still put it out.
Damn, you can't stop the Biebs.
Can't stop the Biebs.
I will say that I thought that his performance on Saturday Night Live, the last one, it was pretty good. He's gone introspective with it, and I respect that.
Hey man, anytime you can see a child star who can continue and not completely burn out, like that's great.
Respect.
Those guys, they have it hard dealing with growing up like that, you know? Man, that's a lot to be in the spotlight from that age.
For sure. Well,
I wanted to actually,
go ahead, E. And then
one of my favorite releases on the label is Polyester the Saint with What's Up.
Oh
Tell me a
yeah.
little bit about. I'm curious. Like, I don't really know about him as an art, like who he is. Can you tell me a little bit about his style?
Yeah, Polyester is he's a rapper from out here, obviously in LA, and actually he's got quite a following out here, just with the just the new like LA rap movement that's been coalescing all these last several years, um, but he actually would hang around at Funkmasphere a little bit. So really, in essence, that means that I met him through Dame Funk, really. But yeah, he would hang around a bit, and that's how I got to know him. And just shoot him beats every now and again. And this was the one that really stuck, and it was on his album, American Muscle 2.0, I believe it was. But he never pressed any vinyl before, so I just hollered at him like, man, we got to put this on a 7-inch. It seems like a lot of people are digging it, so let's get a physical going.
Yeah, this is a great one.
Do you want to listen?
Should I play it? I'll play it.
Yeah, play a snippet.
Yeah, you know what time it is. They told me World on Wheels is opening back up. So this was for backward skaters only. It's your boy Polyester, aka Real Deal P. Headed down business from the beat. I remember the first time I seen you was all on my crease. I just looked at you and you start talking to me. If I give you the time, what you got for me? Make the most with your chances. If you're scary, take a seat. Number one rule, keep your pockets on swole. On two, never speak on nothing you don't know. 3 times crazy, keep your mind on me. For the love of the game, no lie to me. I can take you anywhere, baby, what you wanna see. You done heard that before, but my talk ain't cheap. I gave you too much for free. It's taking too long to think. So girl, what's up? Hey, tell me what's up with your home girl. Hey girl, I really wanna get your number. What's up? Hey, tell me what's up with your home girl. Hey girl, she like she wanna do something. I come second to none, hard as they come. The one that keep the bump in your hump. You in the presence of a real one. I can really make you feel something. No games played, baby, big stunting. Hey, 10 in the game and I'm still cut. What? You in the field, but you can't touch. I'm on the shark, going stupid, going dummy. You online, I'm in line with the money. My time is precious, baby. Come kick it with your buddy. I stay dipped for days. Girl, your mama love me. On pimpin', baby boy, I'm never slacking. Steady mackin', steady stacking. I'm really what's happening. My life's fast, no time for no slow flow. I keep it funky for the young and the old folks. Really with the cane and the two-step. I know they really wonder what I do next. Hey. What's up? Hey, tell me what's up with your home girl. Hey girl, I really wanna get your number. What's up? Hey, tell me what's up with your home girl. Hey girl, I really wanna get your I had to know. She pulled up in the hood at the liquor store. You ain't from around here, it ain't hard to tell. Is that
Yes.
What a jam. Yo, that's about as West Coast as it gets, man.
It seems that way.
Yo, what's the secret behind that, but behind a real bomb bass filter envelope?
That's a good question. I like to think of bass in terms of like synth bass in terms of wetness, It sounds like real wet and nasty, like a bag of something gross you don't even want to speak on, just dripping liquid. That's the secret to a wet bass. That's the best way I could describe it.
That
man.
bass line is killer, man. Where like I was always curious, and I don't think I got to ask you when we were recording together, but like you're like clearly an accomplished keyboard player, playing with bass lines, leads, chord, chord voicings are real interesting. What's your musical background, and how did you know that this brand of funk was like your calling?
Well, first of all, my dad taught me how to play. He showed me how to read music. We went through like pieces of music together. He showed me how to play a lot of stuff. I always remember I was like, Dad, I want to learn some weird chords. and he pulled out the LP of In a Silent Way from Miles Davis. I always remember that. There's some real interesting
Wow.
chords, and yeah, actually, if I'm not mistaken, that record got sampled on like I think Eric Sermon's Double or Nothing album, But I was hearing those chords, and stuff like that was really interesting to me. But I think it was just the time that I was really like starting to make my own music was right in the mid 90s out, and out here in LA is like that whole death row sound was popping, DJ Quick and all that stuff. So right at the time that I was starting to make my own music, just, basically using the equipment that my dad had set up at our house, I think, it was timing basically, that was,
So he had some gear. He had some synths and stuff.
just one synth, a DX7 actually.
Okay.
That's a very special,
Nice.
very special keyboard to me. And then he had a drum machine and a sequencer back when the sequencer was a separate unit that you had to have, to bring everything together. And then like
did he have his own patches on the DX7 and stuff that he had made?
I think he messed around a little bit. He showed me a few things I didn't fully understand it, but I just remember it as you push these buttons and you push these buttons and you slide this slider up and it changes the sound.
Yeah.
I was just a kid, so I couldn't really tell you the specific ins and outs of it.
What kind of music was he making?
He was kind of, I guess I would describe it as like synth prog, maybe.
Whoa.
I mean, he really writes some interesting stuff, just he knows how to write really cool melodies, amazing chords. I actually want to put out some of his music.
Yo.
That makes perfect sense, right? This is a great chance to plug your label, Mo Funk. Just for all those, since we talk about Bandcamp so much, mofunkrecords.bandcamp.com.
Yes.
And I mean, look, there's so many, the many sides of modern funk represented here. From Zachy Force Funk to XL's music.
We love Zachy stuff.
Monica.
Yeah.
Monica, sorry. Keep messing that up. Monica. To I Said, who's also on some dope kind of smooth out style too. Another favorite.
Yo, Monica, she verifies that XL's dad's tunes are the rocket chip.
I want to hear those.
I see it.
TiVo Howard, the house musician from Chicago, and he puts out some records with his father singing Rick Papa Howard, which is pretty dope. And I know Greg Paulus did some releases with Stephen Paulus, his father, incredible musician. And Eli's got some of his.
Our first album has it. I did it. We got my dad on some
Gary
bass
Goldstein bass, stand up bass on it.
Oh, no way. Man, I feel like behind the curve now. I'm like,
know what I mean?
Anyone that hasn't.
I might gotta record my mom singing sometime. I always meant to, but never got around to it.
Yeah.
I mean, Greg, you have this piece. Well, Greg's dad was the director of the Minneapolis Symphony Orchestra, right?
He was composer in residence at Minnesota Orchestra and Atlanta Symphony for a few years too.
And you guys wrote a whole incredible
timepiece
piece together. The Paulus timepiece, which I still listen to. I don't know if it was ever released anywhere, but I luckily have that.
No, I had to sign a triple damages waiver because the director of the orchestra, is a dear friend, was like, I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna go press this on vinyl, and I was like, touche. I was thinking about that. So I was like, go ahead and sign this contract for hundreds of thousands of dollars. So yeah, it's not out. I mean, I think the thing is you have to pay all the orchestra musicians union scale. So to put out like a legit orchestral record is like $200,000 or something like that.
Well, we're gonna either find you a benefactor, a billionaire benefactor. That's one idea. Or we can crowdsource it. Yeah. Or maybe we can rob a bank.
Put it out,
Yeah, we could just put it on white label. Well, look, XL's got a label. We got a label. I'm just kidding. I don't really want to bring the wrath of this triple
Minnesota. Yeah, triple damage waiver. Oh no.
No, I
Not
don't
just
even want
single
single
digits,
damage.
triple.
Yeah, triple. It was a large number, I think, at the end of that contract. So
Yikes.
we'll
Well,
figure it out.
It was incredible music. We're very fortunate we got a chance to listen to some of that.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah, I
have one
think
more question though about the label, which is I slept on that Delmar Xavier Edits wax. You got any more of those, XL?
I gotta get one to you then.
That would be amazing.
Shoot, that's my bad then because we sent out a round of promos. You should have got one, man. But
all right,
I want to get on that list.
I'm gonna package over to
call
you.
out.
I'm gonna package over to you, and we can get some packages over to us. Appreciate that.
Speaking about packages, fellas. No, just kidding. Speaking about record labels and all things records and shipping, there is something I want to plug, which is XL Middleton's record store called Saltbox Records, which is currently online due to the pandemic, but hoping to be open back up again. Right in the middle of Chinatown, the film noir center of Los Angeles. And it's really dope. And if you're into modern funk, this is like the Mecca. Check it out. These are some of the new arrivals. We got a Monica joint down here that I just caught. I copped this one, but from Juno. I should have got from you. This new release on Star Creature, which is also super dope.
That Igor Jadranin on Star Creature.
So dope. I got my copy as well, I think from Bandcamp, but I'm going to get them from XL. I'm going to stop sleeping. Yep. And then, of course, you need Egyptian Lovers version of I Need a Freak, which is, I guess he was songwriter, right? But not like the original was sexual harassment, right? Or did sexual harassment do the cover?
No, they did the original. I don't think Egypt had anything to do with the original.
Really?
I could be mistaken on that, but I don't think he did. And everybody always just thinks it's an Egyptian Lover song.
It is so Egyptian Lover.
He just finally did his own.
We got to shout out Egypt as being one of the probably one of the modern funk. I mean, in a way, originators, even though he was original funk. But still, so deep in the current scene.
Definitely, yeah. A lot of the people
go ahead.
A lot of the people that would listen to his music back then were probably listening to funk too. It's like it's adjacent, for sure.
For sure, Uncle Jam's Army.
Yeah,
that's it. So,
look, it looks like we're almost. This show is packed, so we don't get our usual hour and a half long schmooze, but we packed in a lot.
We did pack in
a lot. We can have you back, XL. I'm sure we'll have some future projects we can.
This is no pressure. You're also welcome to stick around, but if you got shit to do and funk to create, respect to that as well.
Right on, man. Well, I appreciate you guys having me. This has been fun. It's my first Twitch talk show.
No doubt.
Yeah, it's a fun platform. It's very low key.
Yeah, it's dope, man.
That's it.
All right. Thanks again, XL. Look forward to connecting again soon, man.
Same.
Peace, brother.
All right, y'all.
Dope. Yo, he's funky.
Yeah.
There's also the timing of those that top line on that last record was ridiculous, dude.
Dude, when it comes to modern funk, no one does top lines like XL Middleton.
Woo!
That is for sure.
Truth.
So now let's pivot. We got a big pivot here. We're going from Southern California to Chicago, the Windy City.
Chicago.
Taking it from modern funk to classic house.
I mean, I feel like this next guest, he almost like creates his own genre.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
I don't even know what in that it's music of. I have albums with Harry Dennis that have many different styles and genres. Very true.
Let's bring him in.
Without further ado, Mr. Harry Dennis.
What's up?
Yo, welcome to Schmoozing.
Okay.
How's it
Great
going,
to have you here, Harry.
Man, it's great to see you guys.
Yo.
Everybody making it through this pandemic.
Amen. How you hanging in?
I'm doing great. I got one more shot to take and I'm finished.
Oh, wow. Great. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I got to catch up.
I get my first one tomorrow.
Oh yeah, you going for the Johnson and Johnson or?
No, I'm doing the Pfizer.
Okay.
It was just what was available when I booked it. It seems like since then a lot of Johnson and Johnson has become available in New York, but I
Right.
kind of feel like I've heard the Pfizer maybe is a little more powerful since you get two of them. Maybe this is just hearsay and I'm just talking on my ass, but
I don't know. I got the Moderna, so I don't know.
I feel like all three of these options are good. Down here in southern Florida, we only have two choices. One's alligator juice, and the other one's arroz y frijoles.
Anything to get,
And they got, if you go to the Keys, you get a key lime pie shot. But
anything to get our ass back in the action, get back out working. You know,
that would be a blessing, man, for
Right.
sure. I hope. No, we're just waiting up. We've got this funny routine down here where we wake up either on Mondays or Fridays, I think, at like 6 a.m, and just like, with your eyes barely open, like start refreshing a homepage until you try to get an appointment from like CVS or Walgreens or.
Okay.
you know what's crazy? Here you walk into CVS now, they're like, "Hey, you want a shot?" Like New York, they got too many now. I can't even give them away.
Damn.
Wow.
Gotta pop up there. My goodness. But well, I'm glad to hear, Harry, that you're on the road to, I mean, flexibility, so many things. We've spent a fair amount of time chatting on the phone during this pandemic just because of the project we did together for the album. And I know you spent a fair amount of time out there going fishing and chilling. So it sounds like you've been spending your time in a relaxed and zen matter, which I respect.
That's right. Relax. That's all you can do. Relax. Take it easy. That's what I'm doing.
For sure. Well, I mean, for some of our viewers that know you or who are just learning about you, you kind of really your musical legacy dates back to like the beginnings of house music in Chicago. Groups like collaborations with Fingers Inc., with Larry Heard and the It, and Jungle Ones, which was, I think, I guess like I put together in my head many years ago, but Jungle Ones was probably where I first saw your name. And then maybe I learned about the It a little bit later, but Eli and I were always frothing over like Time Marches On and some of these other numbers. But
Yeah.
I mean, and then that's your work. So Jungle Ones is your work with Marshall Jefferson.
Right.
The It is
Mine.
your work with Ron Trent. But originally Larry Heard and then Ron Trent?
Right. It was originally Robin Owens, Larry Heard, Ron Hardy.
Okay.
And Chip E.
Okay.
Wow. So like just a whole roster of legends.
Right. And then now it's me, Larry, still the It, and I got Ron Trent. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's dope. So he came in much later than Ron Trent.
Right.
Yeah, gotcha.
Right.
And this is
keeping up with the the new music. That's what I do.
Yeah, no doubt. You're kind of popping up all over the place. I know not only and I thought that I thought what we were doing. I was like, oh snap, he's doing a record. This is great. But then like the releases started coming out, and it's funny who you are working with, because the guy, his name is Wade Tio.
Right.
And Wade and I have a funny synchronicity, which is that we know each other from not that far, far back from in our book, which around 2002, I went to the UK to work as a intern for the booking agency and record label Milk and Two Sugars. And I was in my senior year of college, and I was there an unpaid work internship for school credit, and I was doing a semester at University of Westminster. And I was living in Shoreditch at Old Street, and right by the Howard Johnson Hotel, which is still there, or a Holiday Inn. Sorry, the Holiday Inn that's right around there. And I would take the train, the Northern Line, down to Tooting Broadway. It's just like an hour and a half train ride to this little office, and where it was just the three of these guys that now they're like a big operation. But back then it was like three of them and like a secretary, and we'd be in this one room, and my job would be just like rolling spliffs for everybody. That's why I'd show up and we go have breakfast and be like, mate, some bangers and mash, mate. And then like we go and then they send me out back to the train station and I meet this like one like yardie kind of dude and he'd give me like this bag of weed. And then I just sit there and be like, what do you want? Okay, go to the post office. Okay. And they'd be like, all right, let me go ahead and another spliff. And they just sit in this room and smoke a lot of weed. But they smashed it. And I love those guys to this day. Anyway, long story short, that was just a fun aside, which is that I was living in the University of Westminster dorms, which were right around that Holiday Inn there. And in front, there was a place, it was called Liquid Bar. And it was like downstairs. And I was like, yo, I'm a DJ, you know, whatever. This is way before. Well, I think Soul Clap, we were Soul Clap, but we weren't the Soul Clap that's like touring. You know, we were just like, me and Eli, like,
we sitting on my parents' porch, like, yo,
like trying to like write a resume or like pass CDs to people and shit. We were like real early hustling kind of shit, you know?
Okay.
And Wade and I ended up coincidentally, because he lived in the neighborhood, being the Wednesday night DJs in this little bar.
Okay.
And we like lost touch with each other, and then years later reconnected, and he was like, yeah, Club Chill Records, which is his label now.
Right.
And he ended up signing some of your music, contemporary Jungle One stuff.
Right.
And doing some stuff with Terry Farley.
Yeah.
Which ended up being another record that came out called Ghosts. So you got one record with Terry Farley and Wade and some others, I think, called Ghosts.
Right. With Black
on the label of Ashley Beadle. Right.
F Clear, FCR Clear.
FCR Clear, which is the label of Ashley Beadle from Black Science Orchestra and his wife Joe, right? It's actually Joe's label.
Right, Joe Wallace.
Mm-hmm.
So respect to them.
Okay.
And respect to Wade and Club Chill. We've got that music queued, but maybe I should play the record that we did because it's our show. It's our show. We make the rules around here.
That's right. Eli, let it rip.
Charlie not only was talking, he's also about to drop the track.
I'm gonna talk the track. I'm gonna drop the track. Here we go. Oh shit! I don't have it queued up. Hold on a sec. This is. Here we go. Check out. Here we go. Soul Clap and Harry Dennis. And this record is called Sometimes We Cry.
Sometimes we know, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we give, sometimes we won't. Sometimes we're strong, sometimes we're wrong. Sometimes we don't know why. Sometimes we cry, sometimes we cry.
Switch it up and drop the video.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes it's bad when the going gets tough. When we look in the mirror and feel give it a try. Sometimes you don't know why. Sometimes you cry. Sometimes you cry. Sometimes you cry. Sometimes you cry. Sometimes we might have to sit down and think it through. We're only humans, and that's what humans do. Sometimes we might have to eat a little humble pie. Sometimes, just sometimes. Sometimes we cry. Sometimes we want to go. Sometimes we want to stay. Sometimes they listen to what we have to say. They brought me a straitjacket to take me away. Sometimes the sun still shines on a rainy day. Sometimes we live, sometimes we die. Sometimes we cry, sometimes we cry. On this voyage, the voyage of life.
Got a big shout out to Stephen Grise. Am I saying that righty?
Man, that video was killing it.
It's killing it. Have you seen the video, Harry? Did we send it to you?
No.
Oh, we slept. See, this is what happens. We're too busy programming our own schmoozing show. We forgot to send Harry the video. I'll make sure to send it to you immediately after. Yeah, big up to Steven for throwing that together.
Yeah.
Really cool, man. He really knocked
nice
that one out.
job.
Concept.
Yep.
Well, you got to your mic's muted there. But yeah, super dope.
Stephen Grise.
Grise. Steven is doing a bunch of the videos and has done a bunch of videos for tracks off WTF. So big ups. It looks beautiful.
Big ups, Stephen. Big ups.
That's like up close and personal, right? Like we're just like put that camera right in our faces.
Right.
But he took some like nasty camera phone stuff and turned it into some real art. So
right.
A lot of respect. But the story of this song is a funny, murky, crazy one, which is exactly what we would expect from our dearly departed brother Saadi, the Our Child Ali, who's sort of how we got in touch with you, Harry. But not. I mean, it's interesting because we've worked with Robert Owens before. We did some stuff with him, and we've befriended him over the years through some of our homies in the UK. I think that built that bridge. So Robert, we knew, and I think I've met Larry Heard a few times, but never like connected the way I connected with you and connected with Robert.
Yeah, he's a very quiet guy.
For sure, for sure.
Larry, he has out.
But we met you in Chicago,
right?
Because Saadi knew somebody, and next thing you knew, we were on stage performing the house music anthem.
Okay, with Kurt,
right? And you slapped me a CD. With your like email like on your telephone.
Yeah, right.
And I think like that's eventually years later, either I connected with you because I had your information, and Saadi, before he passed, he had hit me with a folder of music, and one of them was this acapella. And then we ended up writing the music to it,
right,
and sent it to you, and we're like, I'd like to release that. We want to release this part of your album. And you said, I got to check with Larry first, because I think maybe you thought that the music, because it was an homage to Larry, that maybe it was his music or something. It was a convoluted.
But no, that was your music. I didn't have to check with Larry. I didn't have to check with him about nothing. It was your music.
Okay.
It sounded like Larry.
Yeah. It does because it's definitely an homage to to that era of
Right,
thing.
right.
Yeah. Anyway, convoluted on my end too, which is probably what you get from me as well. Anyway, but I just like beyond, that I'd love to hear, from your experience, like some of like what the feeling was like back in Chicago in those days, writing this and how you came into songwriting to begin with.
Okay, let's start how I came into songwriting. So I was at Illinois State, right, back in the day, and this teacher, this drama teacher, he asked us to write some poetry, and I guess I gave him one of mine, and the guy, he came to me after class and said, "Man, can I take this to California and let some guys, and back then at the time, I wasn't thinking. I said no. That could have been my big break right there. I said no, and from there, I took my writing skills, what I had from Illinois State, and I ran to Ron Hardy at the Music Box. And Ron was a good pal of mine. He was a real good pal. If Ron hadn't died, we'd probably be millionaires by now.
Oh, man.
But I ran to him, and it was this guy named Marvin that was doing the lights at the Music Box where Ron worked at, and he introduced me to Chip E. And at the same time, this is the way God works. We all, I met Robert Owens at the Music Box at the club in Chicago, and he was working with Larry, So me and him got together, and next thing you know, we formed the It. And Larry already had Misters of Love out that Ryan and Frankie was playing the hell out of it.
Oh, yeah.
And we came with Donnie.
We gotta play Donnie.
Next thing you know, me and Ron had borrowed $500 from my mom. We had borrowed some money from my mom to get the drum machine that Frankie Knuckles told us that's what he was using.
Which drum machine did you get?
The 707 Roland 707.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Maybe keep it in the background while he talks, or should we take a listen?
No, we can keep talking.
All right.
So I at the me and Ron we set Donnie out. We made the money back. We paid my mom off, and that was the beginning of me.
I mean, this is a let's hear. Yeah.
Understand. Honey, I can't quite understand. I can't quite understand. Donnie. She left me for another man. Can't understand.
Nice.
Hell, Robert acted like he knew Donnie. He sung that song perfect.
What's the origin story of Donnie? Who is the character?
Well, Donnie, she went to Illinois State too, and I was a Sigma, and she was a Zeta.
Wow.
And then me and her was messing around, but I had so many women at the time, and she left me for a Q.
This is real, like old school Illinois Greek stuff, man.
Right. Yeah, she left me for a Mega Man. I told her I was gonna write about this shit one day.
Wow. When she heard the record, because this record blew up. When
Yeah,
she heard this, when you couldn't, I imagine there's a time in Chicago on the radio where you probably couldn't escape this record.
yep. It was they.
Did she come crawling back?
Huh?
Did she come crawling back?
Oh no, she was the airline stewardess. You know,
Oh, she flew away.
right? She really did.
She flew the coop.
Yeah.
Wow, man. I love it.
Yeah.
Wow.
But there was one story. Most of the records I make, you know, it's got some type of meaning, some type of meaning or experience that I did go through.
For sure.
Yep.
Well, this record feels like it's more in line with what you might expect, what you would come to expect from Chicago House. But the stuff that you do with the other stuff from the It and some of the Fingers Inc. stuff, this really breaks away from maybe the acid mold. I mean, I don't want to call that acid because
Yeah, no, that was so Donnie's like so early. It's just like just a drum beat, that bass line.
That was it.
That's it.
And the drum beat was on the machine when I bought it. It was already on the 707.
You're like $500,
Right.
play, record.
Yeah.
Like, if this was Frankie Says, then we'll just buy that and hit play.
Wait. So who did you buy the machine from?
I bought the machine from Guitar Center.
So somebody went to Guitar Center, programmed that beat.
Right.
So somebody wrote the Donnie beat.
Yep.
Oh my God. Some guy's like just hanging out. I wish I could buy this 707, man. I don't have enough dough, but I know how to make this beat. Oh my God.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Oh.
That is amazing. Think of all the people out there that program these drum machines.
That's playing around. It's that.
All you guys. So that's a hit. That's a tip to these upcoming producers. Go to because Guitar Center is going to go out of business soon. But
there you go.
In the meantime, buy the floor model.
You never can tell.
Yeah, this JX3P that I have has a pre-programmed, like whoever owned it before me put in the memory bank this one bass line. I've used it on like the last 6 records. Like whoever I owe him big time.
You know, it's all about those shortcuts, right? Like,
yep.
You know, if it's there and it works.
Every time.
Yep. As a matter of fact, I was hoping some of your stuff would be on one of these programs I find hanging out one day.
Know what I'm saying? Well, I guess my point, though, as I didn't really articulate it properly, but what I'm trying to say is that you guys took the sound with the It in a whole other direction.
Right.
And, just a spoiler alert for our vinyl thoughts, which is how we conclude every episode, which is coming up in about 20 minutes. Our final thought we call Vinyl Thoughts, where we play a record. And that record this week is called Brazilian Love Dance. Okay. And that is one of our favorite from your discography. That's like a whole other thing. And this project really goes into, I don't know, like almost like experimental R&B with your poetry on it, which is so iconic. And I guess we now know goes back to Illinois State drama class, which is so cool.
Yeah. Yep. That's where it came from.
What were you guys thinking at that time? And like, was it just as simple as getting in the studio and just expressing yourselves and being experimental, or was there a master plan?
I don't know. Me and Larry kind of had this connect. You know, Larry heard he got this music that I could connect to and grew with, and I could just lay down lyrics behind it. Just like Ron Trent, it's certain musicians that's got a certain style that I really like to work with, And Larry happened to be one of those guys. Larry's a trained musician. He really knows all the, he can play all the instruments. Ryan Trent can too.
For sure. Ron
Marshall
deeply musical.
Right. Marshall plays he play by ear, He's more play by ear type. He don't really he ain't into it like that.
So it was like Larry had learned music, and then all of a sudden there's all these synthesizers and drum machines at his fingertips.
Yep.
And he just ran with it.
Right. I don't know. You heard the emulator?
The Emu?
Yeah, the Emu.
Yeah.
He had one of those guys back in the day.
So that's the Ferris Bueller's Day Off synth.
Okay.
You remember the scene? Do you remember Ferris Bueller where he's like playing hooky and they open the door and they got the snoring sound effect?
Yeah.
No, not that. You're thinking of Yellow. Greg.
Oh yeah.
No, not that one. Remember the scene where he's snoring?
When he's like in bed with the fake head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Greg's our homie and Greg's homie from Samples from Mars, Teddy, he's got one of these things. And for people that have never seen this thing, you get these huge the old school floppy disks.
Yeah.
And the thing takes about like 15 minutes to load a preset. It even gives you a screen that says, like, hang on, this is going to take a while.
I got this for us.
Oh, yeah, play.
Hi, Ferris. How's your bod? Oh my God, you're dying?
Uh-oh.
Is it serious?
I don't know. I hope not. I think I may need a kidney transplant.
Shit. Are you upset?
Excuse me.
Yep.
Nice. Real scientific what she's doing there. What did Larry do? Do you remember which tracks he was using the emulator on, or is he just using it all over the place?
Well, at that time, he had so many keyboards and shit, So I really couldn't tell you what he used it. I know he used it with some of our stuff, but all the rest, I don't know.
Sure.
Yep.
Well, you sent me a couple pieces of music that you were hoping that we would play on the show. Let's try to sneak one in. Mm-hmm. Here I got this is a more contemporary because if I understand this correctly, you are still in the works with Ron Trent in putting out a new
album.
Right. And this is coming out on Music and Power on Ron Trent's label.
Most likely.
Right. So if you're listening and you're a fan, you might have an opportunity, and you own a record label. You might have an opportunity. You got to make you guys an offer.
There's a label called Soul Clap Records that would love to
That's right.
Yeah, well, we might have to have a conversation.
Right.
Well, let's take a listen to this. This song is called Months of Maze, and I didn't know this track until you sent it to me, so I really appreciate you sharing this with me. And this is from 2017.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Standing in her doorway with flowers in my hand. She says she hates me, but I can quite understand. I ask her why. She answers with cause I can. She smiles and lets me in, treat me like a long lost friend. In these months of maze, in these months of maze, in these months of maze. getting caught up in the days, in these months of maze, in these months of maze, in these months of maze. She dances, she spins like a carousel, up and down again, as we make sweet love across the floor. Phone rings forevermore, nosy neighbors we just ignore. She asked me what did I come in for. She says she hates me, but I can quite understand. I ask her why. She says, cause I can. In these months of maze, in these months of maze, in these months of maze, in these months of maze. Catch kisses from her lips, roll it off her fingertips. Catch kisses and sun rays, get caught up in the days, in these months of maze, in these months of maze, in these months of maze. She dances, she spins like a carousel, up and down again, as we make sweet love across the floor. Phone rings forevermore. Nosy neighbors we just ignore. She asked me what did I come here for. She says she hates me, but I can quite understand. I ask her why. She says, cause I can. In these months of maze. In these months of maze.
Yo, so dope, man.
Yeah, it's so cool. I mean, it carries on. It carries on the tradition of the first it of the early it stuff, but in a new way with Ron's music. It's cool.
Yeah. Hey, I know we all done been through that. She asked me what you come here for.
Yeah.
Yep. She says, "Cause I can."
I hope she didn't leave you for a cue as well.
Nah, not that one.
She stuck around.
Right.
Dope, man. It's a dope cut though. I mean, your sound is so like I don't know. I love this story, and I'm so grateful that you had a teacher that inspired you like that, because where would we be without Harry Dennis' contribution of poetry on dance music? There's not, like, I don't know, Saul Williams maybe. Like, I can't think of that many other examples of poetry in electronic music in this way.
And you know what? The whole thing of it is, it took me years to come across with the style, because I checked out all the styles from way back, back in the day, Muddy Waters and guys like them, and I checked out almost everybody's style. Everybody, Steely Dan, Donald Fagen, everybody. I checked out people to see exactly whose style that I didn't want. I want to get my own style, create my own, and here it is. I created.
And I love that, because if you're talking about Muddy Waters, you're talking about carrying on the Chicago tradition,
Right.
Yeah. That's dope, man.
Howling Wolf, people. Yeah.
My dad's a big blues fan, and he really loved Muddy Waters, Howlin' Wolf, Lightning Hopkins,
Right,
and,
right.
and some others. So this is like I love the blues as well for sure.
Yeah.
But I guess yeah.
So you can say Donnie is the blues.
I never thought about it in that context. That's really, I mean, I guess like the content is totally there with the blues. It's like putting the blues on house music is
right. Just like we just put Van Morrison back up to date.
Yeah,
You know?
for sure, man.
Yeah,
for sure. Super dope, man. I'm so thrilled. I'm so thrilled, and I know, and every time I talk to you, I'm reminded of another piece, another acapella that you sent me. That I keep sleeping on. So I got to put that at the top of my to-do list again. We'll take things in a little bit of another direction. But Harry sent a poem that sort of got a real Wild West, a spaghetti Western theme. So we keep talking about some sort of track, house track with like whoosh, you need like a whip crack and like look up some spaghetti Western samples and stuff.
The Outlaw song. Yeah,
the Outlaw. That's right.
Yeah,
so that's forthcoming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Time to get back to work. Yeah.
It never stops. Never stops.
Really never, man.
I mean, that's something like, comes up. It's hard to be a musician for so long, for decades, especially in dance music, because it's so much about like what's the hot new thing always,
Right.
How have you managed to maintain a career for this long? I always like to ask this to the artists that have done this for a long time.
Well, hey, we had great stuff, We had great stuff, and people believed in it, what we were doing, and now we all got household names, Like I was saying, back in the day when you do the jazz album, you go buy an album, you want to see all the names. You say, oh shit, I want this because you see all the names you recognize. You say, okay, let me get this album. So it's about name recognition these days. Who you know. So I think
inspiration has to have something to do.
Yeah,
with
I mean, you keep writing, right? Like that's a big part of it is that you keep writing new music, new ideas.
Right. I get inspiration from you. When I hear some music from you, then I can sit back and say, I can think of something to write some music from right off the music that you made. You know.
I dig that. Now we're gonna have to send you some more demos. Because I feel like the stuff that we did, at least in this situation, we were inspired by you and wrote some music around that. Going the other way.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the amazing thing about music, It just goes around the world. It touches everybody, some form of fashion. You never know what your record, your song has done to somebody, might have saved somebody's life, You made somebody fall in love,
For sure.
Yep.
For sure.
Well, it's been great. It's been great to connect with you, Harry, both musically and here on the Schmooze as well.
Yes, Eli. It's been nice talking to you.
I hope this is the first of. I hope this is the first of many times.
Greg, it's been nice.
It's an honor and a pleasure.
For sure. Thank you, Harry.
Just
look
remember,
forward to staying in touch, collaborating on some more stuff. Maybe we got to do something, the four of us together, in the spirit of things.
There you go.
Amen.
Greg brings that smooth out style in a way.
I like that. I like that style,
Thank you.
Well, maybe on this, as you're putting the finishing touches on this new It album, if you need any trumpet. There, he's right down there.
There you go.
Go down there.
I probably want some soul clap in that It album.
Amen. You got it.
I'm gonna have Larry Heard. I'm gonna get Larry Heard in the album. I'm gonna get Marshall Jefferson in the album. I'm gonna have some Curtis McLean. So yeah,
If you, I mean, it would be an honor to be in a conversation with those incredible producers, but also just because we love the It so much, like that, you know, like you'll see with our vinyl thoughts coming up. Brazilian Love Dance is just an all time.
Hey, you know how I came up with the name the It?
Let's hear it.
I said, damn, if they can make the Who, why can't I make the It?
I dig it, man.
That's it right there.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Cool, Harry.
Okay.
All right, well, much respect, lots of love, and
Peace.
stay safe out there.
Okay. Y'all take it easy. Love you.
Yeah, you too.
Later.
Peace.
Yo, he's the man. We love Harry so much. Go check out Sometimes We Cry, which is out now, and pre-orders are available for the album, which is coming out April 22nd. But you can get your pre-order today on Bandcamp if you go
Should I drop the link in there again? Let me
drop it in.
It's right here.
Bam, soulclap.bandcamp.com.
Let me drop it back in the chat. It's a long link.
I like
That's
it.
a long link.
That's okay.
That's a long link.
Not too long. I've seen longer links. Anyway, it's been a great show. Coming next week. Oh, we got Alma.
We got Bombs.
Andrea in the background. Hi, Dre. Hi, Alma.
She's doing yoga.
It's clearly family time. Next week we've got Harriet Brown. Hi. We've got who else is next week? I'm tripping.
It's so many artists on the album.
We got a bunch of artists from the
We got
album.
Harriet Brown for sure, which is amazing.
As we continue the month of April, going in deep on the album and the players on the album. Thank you very much, Greg.
Celebrating World Transformation Force,
No
WTF.
doubt. Well, we appreciate everybody. Big ups to Harry, Dennis. Big ups to XL Middleton and Greg, because you hung around the whole damn show. And we love that about you.
That's what I do. You can't kick me out of anywhere.
He's just hanging around. This is exactly how we met Greg. Hanging around. Is hanging out.
It's great to do it virtually. If we can't do it in person, at least we'll do it virtually. But Greg, you got to come up. You got to take a little train ride up and visit us.
I shall. Can't wait.
Cool.
Hell yes.
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to change cameras and cue up our vinyl thoughts this week. The It, Brazilian Love Dance. If they can do the Who, why the hell can't he do the It?
Do the It.
Peace out, guys. We'll see you next week. Or actually, see you. Yeah. See you soon.
See you soon.
Bye, guys.
Oh, Chesco just hopping in right now. Good evening. Good evening, Chesco. Sending lots of love to you down there in Ecuador. And everybody tuning in. We'll see you next week on the Schmooze. Or before that, on the Soul Cloud Music channel. And Greg?
Peace, guys.
Peace out. Not my mic stand, not my problem.
Exactly.
At home on the hill, drinking some coffee, speaking Portuguese in Brazil, dining in fruit from the Amazon jungle. Peace on the mind, if you will. Rio de Janeiro, her ruby red lips. Woman with straw sipping coconut milk. Green-eyed lady got me in a trance, keeping me hypnotized with a Brazilian love dance. 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 like I used to be. 23, done one, living kamikaze. Where can I please have my bill? Drinking some coffee, speaking Portuguese in Brazil. Brazilian love dance. 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 On the hill, drinking some coffee, speaking Portuguese in Brazil. Green-eyed lady got me in a trance, keeping me hypnotized with her Brazilian love dance. 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 Brazilian love dance.